disagreements with the president. A lawyer, one of the senators, said the new Attorney General was the best candidate he believed the president would put forward, adding that a Senate confirmation would give the new Attorney General greater leverage to challenge decisions within the administration when necessary. Blanche previously served as Trump's personal lawyer and became acting Attorney General earlier this year following the resignation of his predecessor. His Senate confirmations were marked by concerns from some Republicans over his handling of documents related to the convicted, now late pedophile Jeffrey Epstein and his involvement in a proposed $1.8 billion anti-weaponization fund. Let's take a short break. We'll have more for you on the World News.
TerraCube or Rapjoy. Unleash taste.
The stories now break online. Don't miss anything from our real-time updates and exclusive content. Follow and participate in discussions on live TV studio programs to shape the narratives. Subscribe, engage, and share from AIT.live at AIT_online on X, AIT Online on Facebook, Official AIT Live on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads on YouTube. Stay connected with AIT. On air, online, on live.
You're welcome back to the World News on AIT. The British Prime Minister Andy Burnham is set to begin a tour of the UK focused on the cost of living as the government prepares to announce measures aimed at easing pressure on household finances. Downing Street says the Prime Minister wants to give families, quote, some room to breathe while also looking at ways to improve high streets across the country.
Prime Minister Andy Burnham is preparing to take his cost of living message beyond Westminster with a tour of the UK's nations and regions. Downing Street says he will announce a series of measures designed to make everyday life easier for people struggling with rising costs. The Prime Minister is expected to use the tour to listen to families, businesses and communities as he develops what the government describes as a 10-year plan to bring back hope and make Britain better off. The government says its focus will include tackling everyday consumer problems and supporting high streets. The government says it wants to roll out a series of pro-consumer measures to give households greater financial breathing space. But there are questions over how much further the government can go, with Chancellor John Hurley expected to maintain what Downing Street describes as strong fiscal discipline. The cost of living plans are also likely to face criticism from opposition parties, which argue that businesses and households need more substantial support. The Prime Minister is also facing pressure over the government's early release scheme for prisoners in England and Wales. The scheme is due to begin in October, with concerns raised over the eligibility of two men convicted in connection with the killing of PC Andrew Harper. Burnham has previously ordered a review of the scheme, but the government has maintained that going further could put additional pressure on prison capacity.
A fast-moving wildfire in the Canadian province of British Columbia has forced thousands of residents to evacuate as the blaze nearly doubled in size overnight. The Bald Range wildfire has now spread across 9,500 hectares, prompting the authorities to declare a state of emergency. The wildfire is spreading rapidly through that province, forcing thousands of people to leave their homes. The blaze has triggered evacuation orders across Summerland, Pitchland, and the surrounding areas west of the Okanagan Lake. The Summerland's entire population of about 12,000 people was ordered to evacuate, along with about 8,000 residents in neighboring Pitchland. Emergency officials described it as one of the fastest moving and largest fires they had ever seen develop in such a short period in the region. The affected region is also an important agricultural area and produces much of British Columbia's wine, making the rapidly spreading fire a major concern for local communities and businesses. Fire crews continue to battle the blaze as evacuation orders remain in place. Now let's bring you some stories concerns Nigeria now. 3 more suspects linked to the kidnapping of the Dean of Agriculture at the Nasarawa State University, that's Professor Samuel Okusebo, have been arrested by operatives of the Department of State Services, the DSS. The suspects are believed to be members of a kidnapping ring who picked the university professor in the early hours of Wednesday, July the 15th, at an area bordering Lafia and Nasarawa local government areas of Nasarawa State. The professor was rescued by the DSS operatives 2 days after he was abducted by the gunmen. 2 suspects, including a woman, were arrested by the DSS during the operation that led to the professor's rescue. A security source says the DSS operatives arrested those 3 suspects at a local brothel in the area called Mararaban Akunza area along the Lafia-Makodi Highway. They were identified as, you see them on your screen there, Yakubu Abubakar, also known as Black or Starboy, who is said to be of plateau extraction, one Abubakar Meriga, and a 27-year-old Saleh Baba Uro Abubakar. According to the source, Meriga and Abubakar are being profiled and they'll be charged to court by the police for this suspected kidnap of the professor. The latest arrest brings to 5 the number of persons arrested in connection with the kidnapping of that professor. The Catholic Bishop of Abuja Archdiocese, Most Reverend Ignatius K. Gama, has called on Nigerians to reject the narrative that the country is one of where anything goes without consequences. The clergyman made the call in Abuja at the National Conference and 25th Anniversary Thanksgiving of the Catholic Men Organization of Nigeria.
The event brought together clergy and Catholic men from across the country to reflect on the organization's 25 years journey and its role in building stronger families, communities, and a better nation. Addressing the congregation, the Catholic Bishop of Abuja, Ignatius K. Gama, challenged Nigerians, particularly Catholic faithful, to lead by example in their various places of assignment. Kagama also urged Catholic men to translate their numerical strength into effective leadership and active participation in governance, calling on them to play a greater role in shaping the nation's political and social direction.
If you are elected into a position, know that it is of service. It's not for embezzlement. If we expect our secular leaders, our political leaders to be truthful and transparent and accountable, why should we not expect the same in the church? There must be transparency and accountability.
Other Catholic clergymen and faithful at the celebration echoed the call for responsible leadership, integrity, and greater commitment to the development of Nigeria.
After God, the next powerful influence in your life is government, because one single policy can frustrate your business and bring you down. So we're encouraging many of our brothers and sisters to go into politics. On our part, we have created what we call the political roundtable, where we try to engage our politicians. So we want to start educating our people on the need for them to go for material and not for just stomach infrastructure.
Once we get it right from the home front, our society and government will be better for it. So we are very conscious of that, and we are not in doubt that our men are going to do that even going forward.
Meanwhile, Senator Victor Ume used the occasion to dismiss reports that the 10th National Assembly enacted a law prohibiting public preaching in Nigeria.
There's no bill. The bill must go through first reading, second. Before it gets to passage, I must hear about it. So I can tell you authoritatively that there was no bill in the National Assembly ever banning preaching, whether in the bus or anywhere or in the mosque. There's no such thing.
Founded 25 years ago by Cardinal John Onayekon, the Catholic Men Organization of Nigeria was established to unite, inspire, and mentor Catholic men for spiritual growth, responsible family life, effective leadership, and meaningful service to the church and society.
Now let's bring you some sporting-related stories now. We're talking football now. FIFA, that's the global governing body for football, has strongly criticized what it has described as a coordinated effort to undermine the organization and its president, Gianni Infantino. A statement comes amidst growing pressure on the FIFA president from the European football authorities, UEFA, and associations following controversy over a proposed commercial venture and new allegations concerning Infantino's time at UEFA. The statement follows a report by the Daily Telegraph alleging that a woman described as Infantino's former lover received a severance payment from UEFA after an alleged affair during his time as the organization's general secretary. Infantino has strongly denied the allegations, with FIFA describing the claims as unsubstantiated, insisting that speculation should not be presented as fact. The FIFA president also has the unanimous backing of the 54 national associations that make up the Confederation of African Football, CAF, and FIFA says any challenge to its president should be decided through its established democratic processes rather than through allegations or public pressure. Home to Argentina, where his father, who died yesterday, is being, tributes have been pouring in for Lionel Messi's father. He died yesterday at the age of 68. And Lionel Messi's teammates at his club, Inter Miami, have paid glowing tributes to the Argentina legend's father. And with a minute silence before kickoff, Messi's former club Barcelona observed a moment of silence before their 1-0 friendly win against Nottingham in Udine in Italy. In 2010, the 68-year-old, then he was of course not 68, had accompanied his then 13-year-old son to Catalonia and played a key role in persuading Barcelona to sign him. Yogi reportedly died on Saturday at a hospital in Rosario following an illness. Yogi played a key role in Lionel Messi's remarkable career, managing his affairs and supporting Messi from his early days in football. His death has prompted an outpouring of sympathy for the 8-time Ballon d'Or winner and his family as the world remembers the man who stood behind one of the greatest footballers of all time. Lionel Messi and his dad on your screen. And that's it on the World News on AIT. I am Shola Jaisimi. Thank you for watching. We'll bring you our next bulletin at 4 p.m. Nigerian time. That's Nigeria Today.
AIT, sharing the African experience.
Talk, political platform, now on AIT, 9 to 10 a.m. every weekday. Stay informed, stay engaged, be part of the conversation.
For nearly 3 decades, you trusted us with the story of our nation and beyond. Now, our political program gets a powerful upgrade. Welcome to the all-new Democracy Today Extra. We're shifting the gears of political broadcasting. No scripts, no spin, just the uncompromising truth.
Is there true democracy in political parties in Nigeria?
Adiza, why are we so obsessed with whether governors will use police against their opponents or even the president? Why?
Get ready. In-depth, no-holds-barred interviews.
Reserve seats, when it eventually comes to stay, is not the destination.
How do we safeguard the will of the people?
If a governor wants to intimidate you with the current police that we have, they will intimidate you. They don't need state police to intimidate anybody.
Fearless analysis, unfiltered facts.
The legislature is the fulcrum upon which democracy revolves.
We're beaming the ultimate searchlight on political actors, holding power accountable every single weekend. 10 p.m. Nigerian time on Saturdays and Sundays. Bold, analytical, uncompromising. Democracy Today Extra every single weekend. 10 p.m. Nigerian time on Saturdays and Sundays.
In today's global economy, information is everywhere, but insight is rare.
Because of the high rate of fuel, the cost of commodities, cost of everything in this country is high.
Nigerians cannot be made to suffer every time.
So, where do you turn for clarity? The right questions.
What are some of the inhibitions that are not making trade work for all?
The real answers.
Stimulus package must take a